Hi guys, today I'm back with another Canadian beauty series. This is round 3, so I will link to the first 2 down below. This is basically all about brands that are based out of right here in Canada, where I'm from. So we're going to be chatting about some skincare, some hair care, and of course makeup, so let's get started. So the first brand that I want to talk about is something that I didn't realize was Canadian until I was mid-filming a little while back, and I was chatting about the Atelier Ultra Matte. This is one of my favorite, like, staple holy grail products, amazing if you have oily skin. And I was kind of like looking at the bottle, telling you guys what it was about, and not only are they Canadian, but it's made right here in Canada too, which I think is super cool. So I love using the Ultra Matte to mix in with my foundation, use it as a primer, use it as a setting spray. It is great if you have oily skin. And Atelier is a brand that's used by a lot of makeup artists, so that means it's obviously got to be good. Then they sent me along some products. So I've got the Ultra Foundation, which I'm wearing right now. I'm wearing it in the shade Tan. It is a little bit too light for me, but it has great coverage, great lasting power with the Ultra Matte. It does a really good job staying on my face. If you'd like to see an oily skin diaries on it, let me know down below. Then I also have their Ultra Blush. You would have seen me use this in my summer foundation routine. It's in the shade Tangerine. I mean, come on, look at it, it's gorgeous. I'm wearing it right now. It is just such a beautiful color. I've been like searching for this great kind of like peachy shade that's gonna be deep enough for my skin tone, and it lasts so long. Again, if you have oily skin, a great finely milled blush. And then speaking of finely milled, I also have their powder. This is in the shade Medium. It's their ultra pressed powder. Again, I'm wearing this today. And again, super finely milled, excellent quality. Something really cool that they do is they offer samples on their website for $1. So you can get these like little containers, which are like great quality. They say Atelier on them. They're great to reuse. I'm wearing this on my cheeks right now as a highlight. I kind of thought it would be similar to Max Vanilla, and I really like it. I'm not sure the name on it. It says SPR1, so I will link to it all down below, of course. But something else that they make is kind of lighteners and darkeners for foundation. So similar to those Body Shop shade adjusting drops that I mentioned a few months ago. I've got a full review, which I will link to down below. I added a little bit of this to my foundation today to deepen it up. So it's in the shade 0 Plus, and then they've also got a 0 Minus, which will help to lighten your foundation. And I think that these just come in handy, like if you have a foundation that you love, or a couple foundations, but it's summer, it's winter, and your skin tone is kind of changing around. It makes it so easy to customize your foundation. But these little samples, if I didn't mention, you can get them for just $1, and it is a great way if you want to try out a foundation, you want to get a pigment and use it as like a highlight. I mean, for $1, like I'm not going to run through that pigment very quickly. So I think that that's a really cool program. On to some Joe Fresh. Joe Fresh is a brand that is available at Loblaw, Superstore, Dominion, as well as more recently Shoppers Drug Mart, which is awesome. So they released their kind of like fall, I guess, collection. This is their CC Translucent Pressed Powder. I really like using this. If you would have seen in my summer foundation routine, I set my face and then I sprayed it with a setting spray, and then to kind of mattify that setting spray, I go back in with a powder, and generally I like that to be something translucent. So this is a CC powder. You'll see in there it's got very light kind of speckles of kind of pastel shades in there to help color correct. I'm not totally sure if it actually color corrects for me, but it is super finely milled, makes your skin look really soft and flawless. I wouldn't go in too heavy-handed. It is a little bit powdery, and because it is white, even though it says it's translucent, if you have a deeper skin tone, it could kind of give you a bit of a white cast. But overall, super finely milled, great quality. The packaging is great. Then they released an awesome palette. This is the Neutrals eyeshadow palette, really reminiscent of kind of the Sonia Kashuk, RIP Target Canada, palettes, but this is a... Dude, I'm in the middle of something. Relax, man. People are gonna think you're crazy. My cat is Siamese. She's not really mean, she's just really loud. This is a great neutral palette. I'm wearing on my eyes today. I am so impressed. It's $14.99. I think it's a great deal. Eyeshadow palettes from the drugstore are either like really good but expensive for the drugstore, or kind of crap and you're like, I'm only spending $10. But I think that this is a great quality, full of awesome neutrals. If you are just getting into makeup, if you want something that's good for travel, if you just want something to kind of have everything in one place, you do get a matte medium tone brown shade. This is actually a little bit cool tone, and I feel like you could use it for your eyebrows too. If you do have a kind of like light brown hair, would be good for that. But you get your golds, you've got some kind of taupey shades, a little bit warm, there's a black in there, and I'm totally impressed with this. I am so happy that when I saw it, I was kind of like, I don't know if it's going to be any good, but I'm so impressed. Then they released this balm, which is kind of like an all-over body, face, hair, nails, whatever you want to do with it. For me, this is something great to throw in the purse. I don't love it on my lips because I just didn't like the taste of it that much, but good for like elbows and hands, cuticles, when you have those dry spots and you don't necessarily have like a hand cream on you, something you can keep on your vanity to put on every morning. It's just kind of a good like all-over product. And then they have the Universal Brow Sculpting Wax. I really, really like this. It's a nice thick wax, really keeps your brows in place. My only kind of issue with it is you can kind of overdo it. Although it does say it's universal, it has a slight tint to it. It's cool toned, which is great, but it's a little bit of a light cool tone shade. So for me, where my brows are so dark, if I do go in a little bit too heavy-handed with it, I've got to make sure to brush out my brows, but it does a great job keeping my brows in place. I love that it comes with like a little angle tip. Makes it really easy to get in there and kind of control your brows. Up next is the brand Nudestix, and I've absolutely been falling in love with this brand the more I try from them. They are, of course, Canadian, which is an added bonus, but they have the gel cheek and lip color in the shade Luxe, which I mentioned in a favorites a little while back, and I actually can't find it because it's in a purse right now somewhere, and I wear it all the time. It is so comfortable. It's a great, like, peachy, moisturizing shade, but they recently released this, everything they do is in a stick form, if you're not familiar with the brand, but it is a skin glossing pencil. When you purchase the products, they come in this nice little box. You get a mirror in there, and then you also get a cap / sharpener, which is awesome because it is a little bit of a chunkier pencil. But this skin glossing pencil is like totally in line with all the highlighting, strobing stuff that's really popular right now. This is really, really nice. It's super interesting. I've never tried anything like it before. I think that if you have dry skin, you are going to love this. It is just gives such like a nice dewy look on the skin. If you don't wear a lot of makeup, I think it's going to look really good too. I'm wearing it today, but I put it kind of underneath, on top of my foundation, but then underneath the kind of powder highlight for me because I have oily skin, and I definitely need to powder my face. I need to put a little bit of powder over this, so I like to use this as kind of a base for my highlight, and it really kind of amps it up, but it looks great on the inner corner of your eyes. Again, like if you're doing a no makeup look, I think this is gonna just give you the most beautiful natural glow, and really convenient that it comes in a stick form. Next is a little bit of hair care. This is a brand called Girano, and this is a super like hyper local brand for me. The people that made it are actually two sisters from here in Toronto, and this is their Coconut Silk Curl Definer Curl Care. It is paraben free, sulfate free, it is cruelty free as well, and they use natural ingredients. I have been really liking their stuff. They sent me some of their like kind of little travel stuff, which I've been using while I have been traveling for work. And then also this Curl Care Curl Definer is awesome. It gives lots of moisture, but it doesn't make your hair feel like crunchy or hard or weigh it down. It's like super lightweight, but gives you just like a little bit of movement, and it also smells like coconuts, which I love, but like not in a gross way, a really kind of like natural, delicious coconut smell. So if you have curly hair, or if you just have kind of troublesome damaged hair, I would definitely recommend you check them out, and it's so nice to support something so local. Up next are lipsticks from Dame Occasional. They're from the same company that makes Nikki Garrett contour kits, which I have reviewed in a Canadian beauty series. I am wearing one right now. I find them quite comfortable, although they are very matte, near MAC Retro Matte formula, but definitely not that matte, not that drying. They don't pull on your lips when you put them on. They have good lasting power. I don't find that they really dry out your lips, but if you do have really dry lips, I would kind of recommend that you would maybe either exfoliate or moisturize your lips prior. I don't know how many shades are in here. Oh, they do have shade names on them. For some reason, I didn't think they had shade names. I'm wearing the shade Matte Parisian Red right now, but I really like these, and I just love the packaging. Last but not least, I've got two skincare brands to chat about. The first one I have mentioned in 2 empties videos so far, so I've been working my way through these sheet masks. They are from Vieste Look. I will link to her down below. She is actually a blogger and YouTuber from right here in Toronto, which is so cool. So obviously I wanted to try this out. She does curated Korean skincare, and she knows everything about skincare. So if you're curious about the world of Korean skincare, I will link to her channel down below. But she wanted to send me this along to try it out, and I am just getting into sheet masks, but I have been absolutely loving it. And the next one on my list to do is this otter mask. I absolutely love these masks that look like other things. I had a puppy one from the Face Shop, and it's just so silly. So I'm really excited to be an otter tonight. And then lastly is Flawless by Friday. Again, a super hyper local brand. They are paraben and sulfate free, and what she does essentially is kind of creates these skincare regimens with gel masks. So this one is a 5-day facial system. There's 5 different masks for each day. You get like honey, collagen and caffeine, green tea, vitamin C, and hyaluronic acid that are all supposed to do different things and work kind of in tandem with each other as you use them day by day. Of course, if you want to use them once a week or twice a week or something, you can go that route too. But the gel masks feel amazing on your skin. I love the way it looks. There's something about like sheet masks and gel masks that make it feel like such a more luxe experience, but I've really been enjoying these. And then she also sent along the kind of gel under eye pads, and then I haven't gotten a chance to try this yet, but it is the Forever Flawless Serum, and it sounds really good. It's got hyaluronic acid in it, which I know is really good for your skin and is something that I'm kind of getting into using. So there you have it. That is all the Canadian beauty that I have rounded up as of late. Let me know down below if you know of any more Canadian brands that I haven't covered yet, any brands that you'd like to know more about, because I would be happy to do that. I've been really enjoying this series and discovering new makeup, and I hope that you have been enjoying it too. If you'd like to connect with me, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat at SamanthaJaneYT, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!